Hey there, welcome back friends. Today we will try to understand how to connect with the database, and we're gonna make use of something known as JNDI for making the connection with the database. Now friends, in order to connect with the database, first of all we would require the connector jar. In order to get the connector jar, you can simply Google for MySQL connector jar, or alternatively you can also navigate to this link studyeasy.org/mysql-connector-jar. Now if we navigate to the first search result by Google, then we will get into this particular web page, and again if we navigate to this link, again this will also redirect us to the same link where we can download the connector jar. Alright, so let me close one of these tabs, and now we need to select the appropriate connector jar. Now for example, in here we select the drop down. We have couple of flavors of operating system. Now these are majorly the Linux flavors, and if for example you would like to download the connector jar for some other operating system, then again we have this platform independent jar as well. Now in our case we are making use of Windows operating system, so we will select the platform independent version. In your case you may wish to download some other version from this list. Alright, now in here we have two archive files, the tar archive and the zip archive. Both are one and the same, and both are equally good. It is matter of preferences. I will go with the zip archive file. So let us click on this link to download, and it will redirect us to this page where it asks us to log in using the Oracle web account, but we will not log in. We will go with this particular option which says no thanks, just start my download, and our download should start. Alright, so this will take couple of seconds based on the internet speed, and now let me open up this zip file. Alright, so here is the content which is inside the zip archive. There are multiple files and folders. One of the file is MySQL connector Java 8.0.11.jar. So we will extract only this particular file which is of our interest, and we will copy this from here, and we will navigate to C drive, and I personally prefer to keep this particular file inside the Tomcat web server. This is my preference, but it is not mandate, and you can configure your build path accordingly. So in here, let me paste this jar file. It will take couple of seconds, and here we go. So we have the jar file inside the lib folder, which is inside the Tomcat installation directory. Alright, so let me close this, and let me also minimize this. Alright, now moving forward, let us configure the build path first of all. So I will highlight this particular project. I will navigate to build path, and we will configure the build path, and we will add in this external jar real quick, which is MySQL connector. Alright, let me apply the changes, and we are set. Now moving forward, we would require a JNDI configuration file. First of all, let me Google for JNDI. Now friends, JNDI stands for Java Naming and Directory Interface, and this way of connecting with the database is preferred, recommended, because it will automatically maintain the pools, and your performance, your application performance would be better when compared to the other native way. Alright, so this is definitely a recommended way, and based on your requirement you can also choose the other method of connecting with the database. Alright, now in this tutorial we will definitely make use of JNDI to start with. Now in here, in order to get the default configuration, a sample file to get started, we will simply Google for JNDI in our website. So it would be like JNDI, and we will hit enter. Now in our website I have added this particular sample file. This article is yet to be completed. We will make some additional modification, but this file, this configuration file would be there. This is the sample file. The name of the file should be context.xml. So first of all, let me create a XML file real quick. This file needs to be inside this meta-inf folder. So I will highlight this meta-inf folder, create a new file. We will directly give the name as context.xml, and the XML file got created. Amazing. Now again, let me navigate in here and let me copy this particular text, copy from here and paste it in here. Alright, so this is the default configuration. Definitely based on the requirement we will make some changes, and we will also try to understand what are these configuration. Alright, so now moving forward, let us quickly check all of these attributes. So the first attribute is the name attribute, and this is definitely the name of this data source or the connection pool. Connection pool and data source are one and the same. These are two names of a same concept. Alright, now moving forward, we have the authentication type, which is container. We are authenticating for the entire container. Alright, then moving forward, we have the type of the connection, and the type of the connection is based on javax.sql.datasource, which is again cool. Now we have active connection. So at one specific time period, there could be maximum 25 allowed active connections, right? So that's the max active connection attribute for. Then we have max ideal. This means that there could be maximum 5 ideal connection, right? And we will wait for 10 seconds. These values are in milliseconds, so 10,000 means 10 seconds before we will terminate the connection or we retry. Alright, then moving forward, we have the database username and password. We have already created a username by the name of Chand, but the password is something else, which is steady easy. Let me update this. Then moving forward, we have the driver class. Now friends, this is important. We have updated a new jar file. We are making use of a new jar file, and the sample is from a older version. That is the reason why this link is not valid now. Let me show you. In here, if I navigate to referenced libraries, in here we have this jar. If I traverse this jar, definitely there are like multiple packages. One of the packages is mysql.cj.jdbc. Let me traverse this one, and we have this driver class. Let me right click and copy the fully qualified name. Alright, and let me place the fully qualified name in here. And we need not to make use of this .class extension, and here is the updated driver class. Then moving forward, we have this URL. This URL is important. Let me show you the workbench real quick. For example, we try to manage the connection. The connection is based on this host name. Port is 3306. Username which this connection is using is root, but nevertheless the point is, for local host, the host name is this 127.0.0.1, but in your case the connection could be based on some entirely different URL. So based on your requirement, based on your application, give the proper URL. Then after the slash, we have this project. This project is nothing but the name of the database, name of the schema. In our case, the name is steadyeasy_db. So let me modify this one. Alright, and then we are not using SSL because on localhost we don't have the SSL, but if your web server, your web application supports SSL, then mark it as true. Alright, so this is cool, and we are all set to connect with the database. In our next video, we will try to connect with the database using this data source. Alright, so something interesting is coming up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching and have a nice day.